The Boy Who Painted Silence, an original European life lesson story set in Austria, 1951. In a small mountain village of Austria, just a few years after the Second World War, lived a 12-year-old boy named Emil Gruber. His village, once a peaceful paradise, had been deeply scarred by the war. Most people had lost someone, some lost hope, but Emil, he had lost something else. He had lost his voice. No one knew exactly how. Doctors called it psychological trauma. His father, a widowed war veteran, called it fate. But Emil, he never complained. He just stared at the world with wide, wondering eyes, and when he wasn't staring, he was painting. With brushes made from horsehair and paint mixed from ground stones, Emil created worlds on old wooden boards, scraps of canvas, and even barn doors. But he never painted people, never animals, only silence. He painted an empty bench by a lake under falling snow, a lantern swinging in a foggy alley, an open window at midnight with no one inside. Villagers found his work strange. Why does he always paint loneliness? They'd whisper, "Poor boy, silence has swallowed his soul." One day, a traveling art curator from Vienna named Lotte Schneider stopped by the village for rest. She noticed Emil's paintings outside the bakery. The baker used them to block wind from the door. She stood still, then stared, then asked, "Who made these?" The baker shrugged. "Just the mute boy, Emil." Lotte didn't sleep that night. The next morning, she asked to meet Emil. The boy didn't speak, but when she handed him a blank canvas, he smiled, the first anyone had seen in years. 1 month later, 3 of Emil's paintings were on display at an art exhibition in Vienna. Critics called it the sound of silence, a haunting reflection of post-war Europe. The audience stood in front of Emil's painting of a swing set, swaying in the wind, and cried. Some said they felt peace, others said they remembered things they'd buried deep inside. Emil, standing in a corner with his father, still silent, became the voice of a broken generation. Without ever saying a word, years passed. Emil's fame grew, but he never painted joy. He said once, scribbled on a torn napkin, "Silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of what we avoid." Life lesson. Sometimes our greatest strength is born from our deepest wound. Emil couldn't speak, but he listened harder, saw clearer, and felt deeper than most ever could. You don't need a loud voice to move the world. Sometimes, what you create in silence speaks the loudest.